Today's audio is a playthrough of a mystery created by LadyXoc Games for the Monster of the Week tabletop role-playing game created by Michael Sands and produced by Evil Hat Productions. This playthrough is intended to provide an example of how the mysteries could play out at the table, so you might notice some variations from the written page. Trigger warnings can be found in the description below.
But I can hear it coming from 1,000 miles away. Yeah, I can hear it coming. I just don't know what to say, don't know what to say. And I can see it swinging as it's coming back around. Yeah, I can see it swinging. I know it's gonna take me down, gonna take me down.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Monster of the Week with LadyXoc Games. My name is Jax, and I'm the founder and host. I will also be keeper for today's mystery. And around the table, I have with me, anyone want to volunteer to go first?
Hi everyone, I'm Llama. I go by she, her pronouns. Really happy to be here, and you can usually find me on Novel Games Podcast if you want to give that a listen. Cool apocalypse keys thing. I'll be playing the wronged Lana Schneider, an ex-EMT driven into depths of despair by the loss of her best friend to an evil witch.
Great. Who's next?
I'm Ezra, username R2Devo. You can find me in Frederica Tether's Discord, where I'm in a playtest of the Withering War, a draw steel campaign adventure that recently kickstarted. I'll be playing Cosmo, the Divine. Cosmo is a divine who tends to spend his time LARPing as a classical hero and slaying creatures.
Kaz, I will be playing Morgan Guthrie, the Snoop. I am not all over the internet, but if you would like to chat, I'm on the Kit and Marlowe and Crit Show Discords. Morgan is a social media monster hunter with her crewman Jeremy. They like to go and record, make sure that they can find all the monsters they can, for as much clout as she can get.
All right. And last but not least.
Hello, I am Elizabeth. My pronouns are she, her. You can derive any name from Elizabeth that you so which would choose. Most people go with Elle or Liz or Mel, but anything is fine. You can find me online at LMacWednesday. That's ELLE.MACK.Wednesday. Or you can find podcasts I create at Six Sides to Every Story. And today, I will be playing Veronica Vea, who is a Gumshoe. Her code is that the truth always comes out. And she's definitely not just Benoit Blanc. That's definitely not a thing I would do. And yes, yeah, it is. We're ready.
Absolutely phenomenal. Really, really wonderful. All right. So we're going to jump straight into the mystery here. And for our hook today, we actually have a little bit of a scene. This is happening on camera that all of us can see, and some of our players will know it's happening and some of our players will not. So as the camera opens, it goes from black. It's kind of a black screen, and we hear a phone ring. As the light comes up on it, we see our illustrious Gumshoe, Veronica, answer the phone, nod her head a couple times, clearly having a conversation. She puts it down and she turns around and starts typing on the computer, prints something off, and walks out of her apartment. We see her post it on a stone wall that seems to have a lot of other things posted there. So there's clearly like some tape or something on it to keep it there. But it's clearly the type of place where people post a lot of things. There's other posters there for a lost dog and all that. And once Veronica steps aside, we see missing persons-ish reported. So many people missing, very clickbaity types of language on it. And we see her walk away, but not that far. And then we see, Morgan, that's the name. We see Morgan walk by. And what does Morgan look like?
Morgan is a 18, 19 year old girl, wavy brown hair, always dressed to be on camera. and her eyes are either focused on the interviewee or searching for her next angle.
Love it. So we see her walk by with her friend Jeremy in tow, and she stops, does a double take, and looks at this clickbaity language, lifts up her sunglasses. She's clearly on vacation, and her eyes just get wide and excited, and you see her start to like pat on her side to Jeremy, being like, "Oh, we have to do that. We have to do that." And she pulls out her phone and starts texting. Next thing we know, we have shifted to a small town on the edge of Greece. This town is called Chora, and we see Morgan, and we see our Gumshoe Veronica, and we also see a teenage boy randomly walking up to the two of them, as well as a Llama. If you want to introduce what your character looks like, Lana. I don't think we got a description, and I don't think we got a description of Veronica yet either, if you want to give one of those.
Lana looks like a woman starting in her 30s with really, like, the outfit used to be somewhat sleek, dark colors, but it's clearly been a while since it's been taken care of, and she looks like she hasn't slept in a week at least. She always has this haunted kind of sleepless expression on her face.
Love it. And what does Veronica look like?
Veronica standing on the bow of a ship. The camera pans from, kind of swings around from back to front, tailored blue and white suit, big sunglasses on, kind of a short brown hair kind of swept back, in like early 50s, standing there. And then the ship kind of comes up, and then I step off and step down next to Morgan and Cosmo.
All right. And what does Cosmo look like? Because I don't think we got the official character.
Yeah, the
look.
like physical description.
Yeah.
So Cosmo likes to think that he looks like Alexander the Great, except for that he has curly black short hair. And he is wearing basically, like, it's not actually old armor, but it kind of looks like old armor that he made himself. And obviously sandals. And he's got a large shield on his back that might just be a trash can lid, but who knows? And he's got a sword on his hip.
Nice. Right out the gate. Just the weaponry. Love it. So yeah, the four of you, I think, are meeting on a dock in Chora. So take it away. I guess the Snoop is the one who texted everybody, but our Gumshoe is the one that actually has the lead. So take it away.
Veronica, you're not going to be here just to get in my way, right? I know that this is kind of your MO whenever you come around, is to cover up the social media posts that I'm able to put out. That's not going to be happening this time, right? She just glares at her.
I only cover up the bad ones, the ones that'll make you look bad. I just want to make sure the image you're presenting to the people is to your liking.
Okay.
Nearby, Lana is cracking open a seashell, like an oyster, with a large knife, and checking it for a pearl, and then dropping it to the ground and going, "What does it matter?"
Jeremy, get that. We can use it.
Yeah, that's a perfectly delicious lamb or whatever. Saving that for later.
If you had posted that picture of you and that bird that you thought was a harpy, and you had told people that it was a harpy, people wouldn't have believed you. You would have been a fool. I just don't want you to look like a fool, all right?
The picture was not clear enough. The picture was not clear enough for people to tell that it was just a bird. Look, I thought it was a harpy. Jeremy thought it was a harpy.
Birds and harpies are dangerous. I've killed many.
See?
Doesn't that mean that they're not that dangerous then, if you've killed many?
No. I kill a lot of dangerous things.
Yeah, he looks very capable. Look at his sword.
I'll take your word for it.
As you all are chatting on this dock and walking towards Chora, the little downtown area, it's a very quaint little village. It's, tourists come to the beaches around here, usually by boat. It's one of those places where everywhere's got a dock to bring people in, but people don't always stay all that long here, maybe a couple days at a time. And you get a call, you hear your phone ring, Veronica, and it is your friend. What is your friend, the bartender's name that brought you this tip?
Ooh. I don't know. Greek names. It's like Nikos. Something like that.
Mikos. All right. Yeah, I like
Mikos.
Mikos. That's
Yeah,
great.
Migos.
All right. You get your phone starts ringing and you answer it, and it is Mikos. Veronica. Oh, I'm so glad you answered. Are you here? What's your ETA?
Yes, friend. We just arrived. We was trying to corral the group. You understand? So, do you want me to swing by your bar, or do you want me to get to investigating as soon as possible?
Oh, well, I don't know if everybody has all the info, and there's been a couple of updates. So if you want to come to the hotel, the bar's inside the hotel. So if you just want to come on by, I'll buy y'all a round of drinks, and I can give you all the information I have.
All right, that sounds wonderful. Thank you. Click. All right, well, we'll be heading to a hotel to get some leads on some things. I think Morgan, you can take the lead on this. I think it'd be good for you to get some investigative experience in a controlled environment.
The auntie energy is strong, and I love it. I'm here for it. So you all go over to the hotel, walk in, and the bar is just, on the one side of things. Everything's kind of open here. It's definitely that open. It's tourist season. So you'd expect to see a lot more people because all of the walls are open, because that's kind of how it is in a lot of European places, especially a lot of warmer European places. The walls are removable for most of the restaurants and things, and they pull them back down at night so that they can get as much airflow in. And you usually would expect to see a lot more people here, and you don't really. As you go up to the bar, you flag down Mikos, who I think is just a man in his mid-20s, and he is, olive skinned and looks like he spends a lot of time on the beach, dark hair, bit of a beard, and he smiles, just this beautiful winning smile. He's a very attractive man. That's how he gets all his tips. And he smiles widely at all of you. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, I owe you one. If you all can solve this, that would be great. My tips are down these days.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm Mikos, by the way. Nice to meet you. And he sets out a hand to shake everyone's hand.
I introduced myself as Cosmo the Great.
The great what?
Cosmo also tries to get him to pour him a drink. Something
How
good.
old is Cosmo?
A teenager. I don't know what the drinking age in Greece is, but I'm going to say that I don't look quite old enough.
It is 18.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was going to be. Yeah, so you're just under 18. So I think he looks at Veronica, and Veronica shakes her head no. And he
Big
winks
wide
at you and
eyes.
he pours you a Shirley Temple.
A warrior's drink.
Yes. To get that sugar intake.
I just cross my arms and refuse the handshake and go, Lana. Everyone's got a sob story these days, huh? Let's hear yours.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. Sure. Take a seat. And he's handing out drinks. He takes your orders. He hands them out. He definitely also shakes the hand of both Morgan and Jeremy as they sit down. I love that Jeremy's just this background character. Do you want to describe Jeremy?
Yeah, Jeremy's this probably like he's also 18 or 19. He's one of Morgan's like old friends. Like they grew up together. The reason that she's kind of into this is because he showed her a video on monsters a while back, and then something happened coincidentally, like within the last couple of weeks. He's like 6'3". He's probably closer to like I don't know. He's a taller, dark haired man who's just he's pretty quiet, but I think that he keeps Morgan like off her like mean streak. Like she could be pretty mean, especially to people that like she knows, like Veronica. But I think that meeting Mikos, I think Morgan's just like had these big eyes just batting her lashes at him, just smiling. She's enamored by his smile. And I think
Love
that
it.
Jeremy is just like nudging her a little bit, like, hey, chill out.
I love it. How I am going to treat Jeremy at this juncture is that anything he's going to say to you, he whispers to you, kind of over to the
Yeah.
side. So if you ever want to have a conversation with Jeremy where people can actually hear Jeremy, let me know. I will have a Jeremy voice.
Okay.
But I think for the purposes of most of the rest of the group, they'd never really hear Jeremy. They only ever hear his words through Morgan.
I like
We're
that.
going to
I
play
think
him
that's
very
pretty
shy.
good.
All right. So as he's setting these drinks in front of you, he looks over to Veronica. Well, as I was saying to Veronica, I'm a bartender here, as you can see, and we live off tips, especially this time of year. It's tourist season. I don't see that many tourists around here, not like it used to be, and I think it's because of all the missing people. And nobody really has a plan, as far as I can tell, to figure out why. I mean, a lot of the people that went missing were tourists. So maybe they were found other places and the news just didn't get back to us. I don't know. But there's also some locals who've gone missing, and they're just nobody knows where they're at, where they are. Their spouses are still here, or their friends are still here, their families. But we haven't seen any real I mean, we only have one police station between the three villages, so it's mostly, hotel security and things, and we're just not I haven't seen anything, and I need those tips back, man. That's how I get through the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. Now, did it start with tourists and then move on to locals, or were they both going missing the whole time?
Both going missing the whole time. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. It wasn't like, oh, one here and one here. It was like one, and then I think the first one was a local, and then the second one was a tourist. It kind of flitted back and forth. I really only know the names of the locals.
Yeah, understandable. Morgan, would you ask him where the most recent crop of people went missing from?
Yeah, Veronica. Mikos, if it'd be so if it would just be so kind if you would let us into the security closet so that way we can get the footage of the locations of where everyone was taken from. That would be so good. And she just smiles and bats her eyes and stirs the drink that is definitely not alcoholic, but Morgan thinks is alcoholic.
Oh yeah, he definitely made you like a virgin mojito or something like that.
And she just is smiling knowingly that like she's going to get her way, whether she does or not.
Yeah, love it. He smiles back at her. I mean, this is his bread and butter, is to keep people who are enamored with him very happy. And so he smiles, leans down with his elbow on the counter and leans in a little close, and he goes, well, it's less of a missing from and more of last place seen. Most people were last place seen on the beach, which is pretty normal for around here. People go to the beach, they go home. They don't always stop back into the village before they go to their homes. They think there's maybe one person some of the tourists usually go back to the hotels or they go back to their boats. A lot of them are on yachts. They just sleep on the boat. I don't have a specific location on the beach that I know everybody was gone from, but I do know somebody who might be able to help you. His name's Odos. He's he's a fisherman around here, and he kind of flits through the different three villages. I think his home is between one or two of them. And he comes in for a drink at least once a day or every couple of days or something like that, depending on the season and how well his fishing went, if you know what I mean. And he's just kind of an old cudger, but he likes to gossip and likes to be a busybody in everybody else's business. So he might have more information about that. And he knows the beach like the back of his hand. So, I think he'll be a help.
The people that went missing, are they like all fishermen or something?
Not really. They've kind of varied. A young tourist person over here, an older gentleman over there. It really varied quite widely. I couldn't really tell you anything that these folks all have in common. And for the tourists, I don't even know most of them. I'm just hearing rumors.
She just nods and goes back to nursing her drink.
Does this Oros have any like known sites? He said he's at the docks. Does he look as good as you? Is it easy to point him out in a crowd? Is it something that you wouldn't mind coming to show us? We can all go to the beach together. We can get our swimsuits.
Easy there, Tiger. We have a job to do, remember?
Yeah.
He smiles very widely at that, gives you a wink, and just says, "There's no need." Odos, like I said, comes in pretty much daily, and I told him y'all were coming. So if you just want to wait here and wait for his boat to come in, he should be here any minute.
Well, I guess this would be good time for some B-roll. Come on, Jeremy. Let's go walk outside for a little bit. And she takes her drink and gives Mikos a wink and starts walking around, getting some beautiful shots of the hotel.
Sauntering around, yes.
Cosmo is looking suspiciously at every shadow for monsters, just in case.
He's adorable. Just gotta say. Love it. All right, is there anything anybody wants to do? You probably have a little bit of a wait here, maybe 30 to 40 minutes. So if there's anything else that you want to do, any questions you want to ask, or anything you want to get started, if you guys need a place to stay, you could also check in and get some hotel rooms. I think you'll probably get a pretty good deal given that you know the bartender and that it's tourist season and they need to fill those rooms and nobody's here.
Lana's gonna walk in 10 minutes into the wait, like completely losing her temper about this. And just gonna hit up some nearby stores. On a complete whim, purchases some beeswax and then texts everyone, just text me when he gets there.
Great. Love it. So then we are going to cut to you getting a text. We think we're going to follow Lana as she's doing some tourist shopping. There's, you've got a couple of places that are a little bit more boutique, and you've got a couple places that are all the same seashells and necklaces and all those kinds of things that you see at every tourist shop. But there are quite a lot of locals that are also selling local art. And local baskets and necklaces and beads and things like that. So you absolutely can find some beeswax. It's got a little thing on it that's all in Greek that says that it's Greek beeswax, all that kind of stuff.
I'll be the judge of that.
So you get the text and start heading back to the hotel. And as you walk in, there's a gentleman he's older, olive-skinned, very much in the tan. He's a fisherman. He's out in the sun all day long. White hair, white beard, and even the hairs on his arm are starting to turn white. He just looks over and smiles at you all. And I'm sorry, Morgan, he's not super camera ready. So he's a little bit, he's straight off the boat from fishing all day. He's not particularly gorgeous the same way that Mikos is, but I'm sure you could make it work with your camera. There's filters,
I think she immediately takes notice of that and goes, I can work with this. Jeremy, give me the kit. And she just she looks at him first and goes, you're okay with me making you look better than you do, right? You're going to be on camera for a little bit. We need your feedback.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. Odos, by the way. And he puts out a hand to shake your hand.
Yep, Morgan. Great to meet you. That's Jeremy. I'm gonna need you to go wash your face first and then come right back. It'll take me 3 minutes. It takes me 1.5 now. It'll take me 3 for you. Don't worry.
Mikos chimes in. He goes, "Oh, don't you think it's a little bit more, authentic? He just came right off the boat talking about missing persons. It'll add a little bit of that creep factor." And he nudges you with his elbow and flashes you a smile. Because Odos did not look pleased at being asked to go wash his face.
Mikos, you're so right.
It looks like my grandpa. Don't try to make him do anything like that.
I think when Mikos steps in to say something, she just kind of looks at him and swoons a little bit and goes, "Okay, yeah, no, Oros, I'm sorry. You look great."
Thank you. I guess you all wanted to know about the missing persons.
Yes, please put this microphone on.
Okay. And you clip it, or Jeremy walks up, smiles, and it's just like, "No, it's okay, and like puts it on him and gets him all set. So Miko's already told you about all the people missing, mostly tourists, but there's a bunch of locals that have been missing too. And he asked me to come in and talk to you about the locals. I know everybody here. I've been here, around 60 years now. And, I fish everywhere and up and down the coast, but my home's pretty close to here. So I spend most of my days in these 3 little villages here. We kind of build a community here. And if you don't stop him, he is just going to go right along."
Thanks, Grandpa. What was the thing about the missing person?
Oh, right, yeah. Well, see, I've got a theory. I don't think these people are so much missing as they are run off. Clandestine meeting happens and then the people don't come back. To me, that sounds more like people have decided to take a new partner and leave. Doesn't sound missing at all. And he takes a drink from his beer.
How many people did you say?
Grandpa, that's gross.
Couple of them just, were seen, we'll say, not by anybody that I know. I'm not one to gossip, but I know what goes on around here. And, like Nestor. Nestor didn't come back. He's one of the ones that are missing, but, Rita was, she's a good wife, but the woman that he found that he met on the beach was pretty attractive. He went off with her, hasn't come back. Personally, I think he just didn't know how to leave Rita. He's just not coming back.
Did you see what this woman looked like?
Oh, tall, slender. She kind of looked like a tourist. I didn't recognize her. Blonde hair. No real bombshell look. But, but I mean, I don't think it was her necessarily. Like, I don't think she did anything to hoodwink him other than, he don't have much money. So I'm not sure why she was interested in him, but, to each their own, and then there was, Penelope. She's one of those youngins that kind of goes around with a lot of different fellas, but she was, as I hear, going steady with, some fella named Sebastian. Not a particularly good fella, but he didn't deserve to get run off on, you know what I mean? And she was seen with a young bloke, probably another tourist, again. I just hear say, grain of salt, you know what I mean? But yeah, then she doesn't come back either. Like I said, she's known for kind of playing the field a little bit.
So 2 different people were seen with 2 different people and they just left their partners? And this is...
Hang on. Were all the people that went missing in some kind of relationship?
Now that you think about it, yeah, but that's not that uncommon, this is a pretty romantic village. People couple up.
I'll take your word for it.
Tourists come on couples vacations, and it's not unheard of for people to come on vacation and break up and go home with new people, and the other person feels pretty scorned.
It never happened to me.
How's your missus?
My missus is wonderful, but she sadly passed a couple years back. Home hasn't been quite the same without her, but we make do.
Is that why you're out on the boat so much?
Oh, I love fishing. I mean, I was out on the boat so much even when she was here, but we used to come here every night after my shift, and she wasn't much of a cook, so we'd come here, get a drink, have dinner, and then go home together. It's pretty nice. So I'm here almost every night in her honor. And he takes another swig of the beer.
I'm sorry for your loss. Is there anything else that sticks out to you about the groups of people that are going missing?
I don't think so. I think that's pretty much all I know. I think there was. The police said they were going to send somebody to start an investigation. I hadn't seen anything about that yet, but should be coming soon. It's been what, like 2-3 weeks now, Mikos? Mikos nods his head. And for clarification, not since the cops said they were going to start an investigation, since the people started going missing, and now the cops are doing an investigation.
Mm-hmm. Do you have an idea about how many, roughly how many people have gone missing in these last 2-3 weeks?
Oh, maybe 6, 7. But since people getting the word around, some people are saying it's bad luck. The tourists left because they were like, I don't want to go someplace where people are going missing. And, a couple of the local papers picked it up, and some of the boat, the professional captains that commission these yachts and take people around, they've been giving us a miss for a while, recommending people go other places, either because it's bad luck on their relationships or just honestly, I think they're scared.
Do you know where any of the locals that went missing lived? Like, could we get in contact with their partners and talk with them?
Oh, sure. Rita owns a little, coffee shop restaurant down the road. Let's see. Ethan has a one of those tourist shops in Fiscardo, and Penelope's parents are still around. I think they're out in Parga. Well, that's a third one down. I'm sure Mikos can get you in touch with them. So thanks very much for listening. I'm not sure I was much help, but I think I'm gonna get back to my beer now. And he takes his mic off, and Jeremy runs up real quick because he's like, no, don't touch the mic. Like, I'll get the mic. And goes up and gets the mic back and starts putting the equipment away.
Mm-hmm. You were wonderful, thank you.
I didn't want to interrupt, but that was so boring, except for when he said 6-7.
I think that during that moment, Morgan looked at Jeremy and just raised her hands a couple of times, and Jeremy just shook his head and was like, "No, stop, please."
Morgan,
I would like to go check out the coffee shop. That sounds delicious right now, and if we can get evidence out of it, or if we can get more information out of one of the people who went missing, then I would like to go do that.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
What were you going to say, Veronica? Don't leave me in suspense.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, usually it's not a good idea to start off in an interrogation with demands. Usually you want to ease them into things like that. So this whole, go wash your face, or stuff like that. Usually it's best to start that a little bit later into the interrogation. Ease them into it. Get them talking first.
I will keep that in mind. Mikos seemed to think so also, and he's really smart.
Mm-hmm.
Lana will turn around to the barkeep and go, guess we're off to see if we can solve the mystery of recovering your tips then. See you later.
Give me one of these for the road.
He gets you a little to-go cup, and he looks at Lana as she says that, and he gives her a dazzling smile. I really hope that you can save these people. I do care very much about them. But my boss wasn't going to let me bring people here, give you discounts and free drinks if you weren't going to be doing something to help. So I really, really appreciate it. He thinks with his purse. I just really want these people safe.
She raises her hand. Told you, everyone's got a story. and she walks out, and it's only after she left that they see that she left an absurdly large tip on the stool she was sitting on.
Aw, I love it. That's adorable.
I had a small gold coin to the tip.
It's like a 50 euro bill.
I think Morgan slides a $1 US American bill across the counter and goes, I hope this helps. And she walks out. Just unaware. So unaware of herself and the world around her right now. Only focused on this.
Oh, the influencer vibes are strong with this one. Veronica definitely, Migos looks at you and it's just like,
I'm sorry about her.
if you all solve this mystery, she can tip me in any $1 bills on the counter here that she likes, And she walks away. I was halfway through that before I realized how that was going to come out, so I may just cut that later.
Note for future Jax.
All right, so we are off to a coffee shop. Is that where everyone is going?
Sounds good.
Yep.
All right. I think we are probably getting to a little bit later in the day. So as you get to this coffee shop, you can see people starting to pack up and things like that. But as you flag down, who did I say owned the coffee shop? It was Rita that owns the coffee shop. Yep.
On the way there, Lana just goes, I'm telling you, witches. They can seduce people. I've read many a text that said that witches are capable of such things, and destroying relationships, and like spouting off, like she's trying to make this about her quarry that she always suspects whenever anything is going on. And so she goes like, I'm telling you, this could be a witch. You can't discount the possibility.
I'm fully on board with it being a witch because I want to kill witches, and that sounds more fun than finding missing people.
I think that Morgan is like writing the things that she's saying down while Lana is spouting it off. I think she's like really into this. This is some investigative stuff that she doesn't get from Veronica.
Or when she does, Morgan doesn't want to hear it. So the what I want to ask you, Lana, is are you actually trying to list all the things that you can remember that would potentially fit this MO? Or are you just really set on it being a witch and she's just trying to make it about her prey?
I think two things can be true. Why I could roll and we could see if
roll
there's something
investigate a mystery.
All right. Putting my -1 sharp to use. Let's find out.
First roll of the session.
Yeah, that's a miss.
Yeah, the only thing that you don't forget to take your experience. The only thing that you think this is a witch. You are absolutely sure that this must be some sort of spell. This must be some sort of curse or a witch taking people, but you are so sure that this is a witch.
She's also getting her mythology wrong and at times mixed up and mixing in a couple of other things. Like she's like, yes, you can block a witch's spell by putting beeswax in your ears. I've heard that. And there's some kind of flower you can, and just mixing up the Iliad and all other kinds of mythology.
Yeah, so you're just spouting things off and Morgan's writing them all down, but a lot of them are either not true or only partially true, or the opposite is true and you're remembering it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Love
I'm
that.
offering my own interpretations of the myths.
That's pretty great. Are you also trying to figure out what it is, Cosmo, or are you happy to let it be a witch?
I'm happy for it to be witches, but whenever you mention any myth that has another monster in it, I'll also like comment on my opinion of that monster.
Gotcha. All right. So as you are all... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, as we're going along, I am fully playing tourist. I have my little film camera out, and I am snapping pictures of all of the hottest people I can see, because I think they might have something to do with it.
Okay. So you're leaning into they must have been attractive if they're running off with these gorgeous people on the beach. Love it. Okay, great. You all are walking down, you're taking pictures, you're chatting about this, and you come up to this little cafe. And, most of the people are packing up. You ask for Rita, and Rita comes forward. And you mentioned Mikos. I think Mikos probably told you, just mention that I've asked you to go speak with them, and they'll talk to you. So Rita gestures you all to one of the little outdoor patio, chairs and table. Uh, Hi, what can I do for you? I'm Rita. Miko said that I should talk to you if you came and asked some questions.
Hi, yes. This my name is Morgan. We're actually doing some interviews from the locals around here about some missing persons. You had somebody who went missing, and she kind of holds a little microphone out in would you like to take this and talk about it on record?
Roll manipulate someone. As you start to ask about this, she starts getting a little red in the face. And as you pull out the camera, her eyes are just like, what the heck is going on here? So, and like the microphone and everything. So, you please roll manipulate someone to try to convince her to talk to you about this on camera.
Oh no, much worse.
This is a good time for me to mention to everyone. I know we've had 2 failures in a row, and I'm not necessarily saying that you should use it on this at all. But I am going to limit everyone to 1 luck point for this mystery since it is a one shot. So you only get to use 1. Use it well. As you start pulling all of this out, she gets a little red in the face. She stands up, puts her chair back, and is just. Does anybody have any moves that let you help out with a +2?
I don't think we have any of those playbooks.
No.
It's only the mundane, I think.
Yeah. Okay. She's going to look at everyone and just what why would Mikos want me to talk? Look, it's a very sore subject that my husband has run out on me. I called it a missing persons, and I wanted to believe that he was going to come back, but he has been known to do this. So I have no doubt that he has run away. Okay? So thank you very much. I don't know what news organization you're with, but that's a very sensitive subject, and I would like you all to leave now, please. And she runs inside and gets her people to come and get this. So you are not going to be able to talk to Rita today. There obviously this is not a fully closed avenue if you try another tactic, but right now you've lost your opportunity to have a conversation this evening.
I think after she goes inside, Morgan breaks her character for a second and goes, Why is she being so frustrating? I can't believe she said no to that. That was so professional. Don't you think, Veronica?
Morgan, you have to treat the victims of the crimes. You have to treat them with a certain sensibility. You have to be sensitive to them. You can't just come out asking questions, pointing cameras in their face. I think it might have been best to just start off asking the questions, get to know her a little bit, and then introduce the film element, even if or even just and I pull out my little cassette tape recorder, even just doing an audio interview rather than full video. I think you might have had a better opportunity.
Yeah.
In my experience, it also helps to treat them like people, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's fair. Jeremy, put the cameras away. Put them back in the bag.
Okay, so he does. You did know that Ethan, who also owns a little shop, his is one town over, which is about I would say a 5-minute cab ride or a 25-minute walk or a 10-minute boat ride if you want to take like a water taxi over or something like that. The beach area is kind of between these 3 villages. It really only takes about 5-minute walk to get to the edge of the beach that is by Chora, and then it spans the 3. So if you did want to access the beach, that is accessible from these 3 locations, and the people, as you know, have been, it's a little bit separate where they are where they disappeared from, like where they were last seen. So there isn't, a only from the beach by Tora or anything like that. It's just kind of been all over the beach.
Mhm.
And Penelope's parents are still back over in the furthest one, which I think is another, like, once you get through that town, I would say if you tried to walk straight there, you're looking at like 45 minutes to an hour walk, and much shorter by boat or by some sort of taxi.
I think we should take the beach.
Like walk or a boat?
Yeah, like walk the beach. They said people sometimes go to the beach and then leave. I don't know, maybe we should check the beach. It's always a good time for a beach run.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we would like to stay together as one group, or we would like to split up, and some people go to the beach and some people go talking to another victim. What do we think?
I don't want to talk to another boring lady, so I'm going to go to the beach.
Yeah, I think I need a break, and Jeremy's going to come with me. I want to go to the beach too.
I'd like to actually talk to someone if that's okay. These are people,
I think then perhaps Cosmo and Morgan. And you can see that Veronica just kind of closes her eyes and really doesn't want to send the two teenagers off on their own. I will accompany you two to the beach. Lana, if you would like to go talk to Ethan in the next town over, that might be an avenue worth considering.
She gives a nod. She had considered the two-person split for a second and then realized what that would have entailed. And like, even though she doesn't communicate it, she really approves of the decision to not let them go off on their own.
I think we see a nod coming from these two women who are the only ones here with real experience, just nodding at each other like, yep, no, we know.
Cosmo
we know.
tries to high five Morgan.
For what?
Like, because we're going to go to the beach.
For what? For making this woman feel bad?
Because we get
to go to the beach? Look, I'm taking this time to kind of be with myself and Jeremy, who is always there. And I'm frustrated right now. That didn't go the way I wanted it to. And I don't need to be scolded by a bunch of old people to be reminded of that. I appreciate the feedback, but I'm not thrilled about what just happened.
Okay, I start running towards the beach.
I think she walks slowly behind him with Jeremy in tow.
Yeah, Lana will just walk off and probably get her van and then drive over to the next town.
So let's start with the beach crowd and head down there as we see Lana walk off and start to try to hail a cab. I think you probably have to get somebody to call you one as opposed to having them just be around, but maybe somewhere stalled waiting for tourists that never showed. So yeah, you can grab one of those and we see the taxi drive off, and then we cut to the folks at the beach as they make their way down. So you just kind of walk straight over to it, and there's a little bit of, a boardwalky kind of thing to get to, like, over the first part of the sand, but it's all beautiful sandy beaches with, some areas have more rocks on those sides, and then you have some cliffs that kind of come up every now and then. You do have to walk like down to the beach, and it has beautiful blue, azure blue water, and it's just absolutely serene.
I think Morgan pulls out her phone and starts taking pictures again. I think that's something she does to kind of like disassociate for a little bit, just to calm herself down and just like focus on something that she can control, is just taking pictures. And she's kind of using this time to walk slowly behind. And I think she'd like to take a scene with Jeremy. It's okay if someone else wants to do something first.
Shaking my head. You can't see it, so I'm saying it out loud. Shaking my head over here.
So Cosmo has run ahead. Veronica is probably pulling up the rear, or maybe you're chasing after Cosmo. And we see Jeremy and Morgan conversing in low tones as they walk towards the beach, taking pictures. Is everything okay?
I wish I was more calm and collected like you are. This is really frustrating. I didn't mean to hurt that lady's feelings. we were trying to get information, and it seemed like this was a monster story that we could start picking up. I feel really awful. I don't think I realized how intense it can be to just have a microphone shoved into your face. It's happened so much to me that I just like, it's fine. It's whatever. Like, it happens all the time. But I didn't I didn't think about how that would really hurt her. And thinking about Oros too, it's just, I know I can be brash. I just want things to look a certain way, feel a certain way. I have this idea of what I want to make in my head, and it's not coming out right.
We'll figure it out. You don't want to be like me. I'm too quiet. People pay attention to what you have to say. That's a good thing. People want to hear from you.
Thanks, Jared. You always know what to you always know what to say, and I appreciate it. I know not a lot of conversation that we have, but the words you do say mean a lot. So thank you. I
It's what I'm here for.
would really like you to put the camera back up now, and start rolling some B footage of the beach. I'm wearing a super cute outfit, and it's starting to get to the golden hour. And I would really, really, really like just some more footage of me, please.
Absolutely. And as he's opening the cases, he also looks up to you and says, if they knew you, you know, the real you, I don't think she would have been mad. And he goes back to just getting the cameras ready and getting them out and pointing at the places where he thinks you're going to want to stand for the right shot and the right camera angle and the right sunlight. And as that is happening, we're going to cut over to Veronica and Cosmo.
I'm walking along the beach looking at stuff. I grew up in Greece, so this is kind of feels like home. So I'm just looking around for anything that's odd.
Why don't you roll investigate a mystery to see if you can discover any clues while you are kind of just poking around and looking around on the beach.
Oh, another bad roll.
We're all doing
Yeah,
so
is it?
well.
It's all fives. Every roll has been a 5.
Every roll has been a 5. Oh my goodness.
One of you at least roll a 6, please. I would like to help out.
Yeah, I think you are too preoccupied with this witch idea and talking to Veronica that you're just poking around. You find some shells, you find some stuff, but you're not finding anything that seems significant. Because you're too focused on supposed witch things as well as having kind of a real conversation with Veronica for probably one of the first times. I mean, I can't imagine that the two of you get a lot of time, just the 2 of you yet.
Hey, Veronica. Yeah, hey, Veronica. I think you're really smart, and I want your help figuring out something about my powers.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
So I'm pretty sure that I've got some kind of divine lineage or something that gives me these powers and helps me hunt monsters. But I don't know how to figure out what it is, because they don't talk to me.
well, I can certainly reach out to some people I know. I'm friends with many academics that might be able to help me, but when it comes to the pantheon of these fine lands, well, it's all Greek to me. You understand? Perhaps tell me a little bit about what you can do. What kind of powers you possess?
Well, I can move. I can go places. I find myself in places. Like I found myself in America when we met, even though I grew up here. And I've been all over the place, but I don't know why, other than to slay monsters, and it kind of makes me feel a little lonely. Because I know someone's sending me around to do stuff, but they won't talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
I also I can banish monsters. I can send them down to Hades. But I don't know if that means I'm related to Hades or something else. Like, that's kind of a standard thing to do to monsters. So I don't know if that's to do with it or not. I'm good at fighting. I have a fire sword. But that's really what I got. I pull out the fire sword and I kind of look at it a little longingly.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm gonna take out my little film camera, take a picture of that. I press pause and take out the cassette that was recording everything that he had just said. Put a new cassette in. Yes. Well, yes. I'm sorry. Is this something I could roll for to try and put some pieces together, or should I just come up with
Yeah, if you're actually trying to investigate what his either lineage or how he might have gotten his powers, the answers that you would get right now are pretty tertiary because
Mhm.
you're not actually talking to your contacts. But if you wanted to call a contact and send them on this mission, then you might be able to get some more information back a little later. And what I would do is have you use that move and then roll investigate a mystery and pick out of that hold what questions they're going to come back with. Does that
Mhm.
kind of work? Because
Yeah.
I don't know that you'll have that off the top of your head. You claimed that it's all Greek to you, so I don't think that Veronica has just that innate knowledge yet.
Yeah. So yeah, I think then yeah, I get on the phone and with uh ooh, you know,
You know I'm going to make you
um
name them.
yeah, that's what I was trying to immediately come up with. I get on the phone with Daniel. You know what? That's it. I'm getting on the phone with Daniel. Daniel, who is a professor at Yale, and like does like Greek studies and mythology and stuff like that. My friend, the academic. I get on the phone. I discuss some of that. I replay the tape of Cosmo describing some stuff. Um, and yeah. So the way that move works, the Naked City. I have my contacts. It says that I basically get a +1 to investigate a mystery when I hit them up for info. So should I roll investigate a mystery now? I guess.
Yes, you're going to roll me investigate a mystery with a +1, and we will see what Daniel is able to come up with. It will take him a little bit of time to get it to you, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope for anything but a 5 at this point. You're welcome to use real dice if you are having issues with Roll20. Oh, a 9! That's great.
Yes.
9.
Did you include your +1 for that?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Great. Wonderful. So you are going to get a hold 1. And if you want to go ahead, at the top of your character sheet, it has the list in a drop down for the hunter moves, and you can see the questions there.
See, I feel like the best question to answer is best question to ask is what sort of creature is it? Yeah. What sort of creature is this, Daniel?
Yes, I will have to get back to you on that in a little bit. I need to do some research. That isn't something that's coming to mind immediately. So give me a moment and I will get back to you. Maybe a couple hours, maybe a day. Give me a day. It's a little bit late here.
Of course.
I'll see what I can find.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And he hangs up. And as he hangs up, you put the phone down, you put it in your pocket. And as you lift your head back up, the most beautiful, gorgeous person you have ever seen in your life is walking on the beach in the sunlight, with rays coming in, kind of wafting their hair and everything. Describe what this person looks like to Veronica. Because this is the most beautiful person Veronica has ever met in her life or ever seen in her life.
Yeah, this is Winona Ryder, essentially.
I love it. So, an off-brand Winona Ryder is
Yeah.
walking along the beach, and she looks at you and smiles and keeps going. And as this happens, Morgan and Cosmo, you also see the most beautiful person that you've ever seen in your life. What does this person look like?
I think for Cosmo, because he's so steeped in all this ancient Greek supernatural stuff, like it's almost a ethereal, like their hair like kind of almost floats in the air. Definitely like whatever the Greek standard of like super pretty lady is.
An
Yeah.
Aphrodite-esque person. Great. And what about you, Morgan?
Yeah, I think for Morgan, it actually kind of looks like Mikos. Like I think that like she very much like took a liking to everything she saw around here when she got to Greece and was like, these guys are pretty. It's not it's probably not Mikos, but it probably has some like similar looks, like the smile, the really nice, like really well oiled curly hair that's like down to his shoulders, like very fit.
Right. So that is who you see. And each of you take a step towards this person who you each thinks looks like the most beautiful person you have ever seen. And at that, we are going to cut to Lana, who is getting out of the cab out front of a little tourist art shop and walks in, and a gentleman behind the desk smiles at her.
There's two people that we want to interview, right? And one of them is a guy that's been left, and one of them is parents of someone, right?
Yes. And you were headed. Oh, which one did you want to go to?
I think Lana would like to head to the parents because she doesn't want to upset them with the repetition of what just happened to that coffee store owner.
Parents of Penelope. Great. Okay, so you actually were in the car. Actually, that lines up very nicely as you're getting out of this cab over in the far village, which is bear with me, Parga. And you get out of the cab and you just see this nice little house, very Greek style, modern, and walk up, and what do you do?
I look around for a doorbell and ring it.
So you ring the doorbell, and a gentleman opens the door, a little bit older, probably in his like late 50s, maybe early 60s, and he looks at you and just, "Hello? Can I help you?"
Hi, I'm sorry to interrupt. I am part of a group that's currently looking into the missing people around here. And so that led me to you. She seems kind of helpless. She really wanted to go here first to not step in it, but you can tell that she's not really got the skills here. And she goes, you're missing someone.
Uh yes, are you here with the police? And he takes a step back, and you see who is what you assume to be his wife, Eleni, and he and another woman who is in a Greek police uniform, sitting down in their living room, having a cup of coffee and talking.
No, I'm just friends with some people that are much smarter than me. You know, the PI type, and they're looking into this. And I got your name from a local, and I figured I would talk to you.
Oh yeah,
Is this
come
a
on
bad
in, come
time?
on in. No, we're just talking about this. You can help the police. You said you're a private eye.
Yeah, some people in my group are the type real smart and investigative. I'm more of the help, if you will.
Oh well, yeah, we can get all the help that we can get. And he ushers you in and sits you down. And as you come in, his wife Eleni greets you, sits you down. Oh, are you here also looking for my daughter? I'm very worried about her. It's not like her to just disappear like this. She didn't even take anything with her. And the other person who's in the room goes, ahem.
Do you need some water?
And I am Detective. Sorry, hold on. I gave her a difficult name, so give me 1 second. I'm Detective Stathopoulos. Can I help you? What are you doing here? I'm in the middle of talking to this police investigation.
Yeah, you're here to help, right?
Yes, we're gonna track down the missing persons. Who are you?
Her name is Schneider, and I actually reach out a hand.
She will shake it and she will go, and you are here because
I just think I can help. I don't have any doubt that you are very capable.
did you know the daughter?
Heard from a local.
Well, this is why don't you roll investigate a mystery for me? I don't want to kick you out here, but the cop is already kind of she's in the middle of an investigation.
Right. I think when I get that vibe, I'm gonna lay it on a little stronger than I have. When I notice that, like, this is slipping away from me, I go, listen, I'm not doubting your competence, but we can all help each other, can't we? Right? And I would like to invoke my fervor move for manipulate someone to let her let me stay here so that I can at least listen in.
Sure. How does this move work?
Essentially, if I manipulate someone, I can roll with plus tough instead of plus charm because of my fervor. I'm just very convincing and very. There's a certain oomph behind me. Lack
I
of a
love
better
it.
term.
All right, go ahead and roll plus tough.
There we go.
That's a 12.
Finally, no more bad rolls, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Very
Yeah,
tasty.
so she just nods. You're right. We can get all the help we can get, and you also seem fairly capable. I'd like to ask you a couple of questions after we're done here with the parents, but yeah, if you want to join in the conversation, let us know anything you know.
Thanks. And I take a seat.
So I was just asking about Penelope's last whereabouts, and she ushers to Eleni, who she was talking to. Yeah, she was last seen going to the beach with well, I think Lucas. He's a boy from the village. She's been talking a lot about him lately. I was really hoping that she would want to go back to college, but lately she's just been around here. I mean, I can't. I love having her home, but you know, just a little. She's finding herself right now. And the husband pipes in. Oh, was it Lucas? I thought she was seeing. What is his name? The one with the same name as the crab guy. Oh, you're thinking of Sebastian, dear. No. Well, yes. Well, it's complicated, I think. Their Facebook stuff is hard to follow.
Ah, yes, haven't been on there in years. Really is quite the cesspit at this point.
Oh, I just have it to stay connected with my daughter when she's off at college, but she's been back lately, so I haven't really been on it much. But I did go on it to check when she didn't come home that night.
That was how long ago?
Oh, that was 2 days ago.
Right, and she didn't send you any messages. Where did she
No.
usually go?
Well, around, there's bars and there's other things. She's around she's home from college and she's taking a gap year and she decided to okay, the best I can tell, she's in her wild years and she's having fun staying out to all ends of the night and I just knew that something like this would happen. And she starts to cry and put her head on her husband's shoulder and uh Detective Stithopoulos looks at you with like a like give me a second. And she just goes, "Well, ma'am, if you can just calm down. We don't know anything happened to her yet. I've asked around a couple places, but as you said, she's in her wild years. She wants to party, and there's a lot of people go out on party boats. There's a lot of people who, I wasn't always known for letting my parents know where I was going when I was in my mid-20s. So there's hope. We're within the first 48 hours, so we still have time. And she is an adult, so chances are she has just gone off partying and she will be home in no time. I will do everything in my power to try to get her back to you safely." And the mom starts wiping away the tears. The dad nods in appreciation of what the cop is saying.
Yeah. Nothing's happened yet. Nothing that we know about. So, don't jump to conclusions. And, I'm sorry. You said she didn't take any of her things, right?
No, she didn't take her passport or anything, and I don't. Or her usual suitcase is here for when she takes long trips. So I don't know if she had anything in her purse. See girls these days, they've got the big purses and they keep tons of things in there in case they stay over their girlfriend's house that night and such.
Yeah, did she take her phone?
She did. And she looks at the cops and the cops say, "We have it. We have the number. We're trying to track it down. It doesn't seem to be on, but we have some people working to turn it back on."
Gotcha. Did she have a laptop?
Yes, it's upstairs. And the detective clearly had another person there with her, and she nods, and he starts to ascend the stairs to go get the laptop.
Would you mind if I borrowed it for a little bit? Again, I'm working with some really smart types. There might be some info in there that we could use.
I think she goes, "Well, we're gonna have to collect it and take it down to the station and log it. You're welcome to come down to the station and utilize it there as our techs go through it, but I can't let you walk off with it. Might be evidence. Chain of evidence, you understand. If you want to see it now before we take it there, I don't know. Do you have her password?" And her dad just looks and goes, "I there's not. I don't think she keeps one. I don't think she has a password. She doesn't. We don't go in her room. We don't mess with her things. So I don't know that she has one." And sure enough, the guy comes back down. He's got a laptop. He opens it up and he just looks at the cop like, "Yeah, I can get in." So yeah, if you want to roll investigate a mystery as you take a look at this computer while they are prepping the bag to put it in with all of the evidence info on
I
it.
want to do something a little more sneaky. I want
Ooh,
to
okay.
grab all of her social media logins and send them to the people that are smarter than me so that maybe they can take a look in a little bit.
Roll act under pressure because I think you're also going to have to spend time tracking it. Like
Yeah.
she's got them auto saved, but this is going to take a little bit of time. So go ahead and roll act under pressure for the cops to not notice that that's what you're doing on it.
Got an 8.
Fantastic. That is okay. So here's what I'm going to give you. You can get her social media handles no problem without them noticing. Or you can get some of the passwords, but not all of them. And Detective Stithopoulos is going to be a little bit more wary of you touching some of these things because I think she kind of notices that you're not doing what she thought you'd be doing. Or you can get all of the handles, all of the passwords, but Stithopoulos is going to essentially cut you off after that. She's going to be like, "Nope, okay, you've had plenty of evidence, you've got plenty of stuff. We'll be in touch if we need your help," and kind of leave.
I think I'm gonna go for the third one, actually. I don't mind, like, I got in, I got what I need, and I don't mind pissing this woman off so long as I don't end up in jail.
Okay, yeah. So she notices that you're taking this info, but she doesn't want to say anything in front of the parents. So she goes, "Okay, I think that's plenty. If you, like I said, if you want to see it again, it'll be at the precinct, and you can put in a request." And she takes it and she gives it to the guy, who closes the laptop and puts it in the evidence bag. It is now sealed and heading out the door with that officer. And she starts to thank the parents and usher both you and the rest of her folks out the door. And as you walk out the door, she just looks at you. "I don't know what you think you're playing at. I was letting you be more involved in the investigation. I don't have anything on you, so rest assured, I'm gonna be looking into who you are. But hopefully you can still help."
I really rudely interrupt her and go, "Lady, save it. Heard it all before. Don't care. Have a nice night. Bye."
As you start to walk away, the incredulous look on her face is where we fade. Okay, we're gonna go back to the beach, and as we open here, we open on Veronica, who has a special move that lets her deal with situations like this.
Yes, Occult Confidential. The first time I see a monster, observe a monster, minion, or phenomena in action, I can ask and investigate a mystery question. So, as I look up, I see this person who is the spitting image of Winona Ryder. I'm going to ask, what is being concealed here?
You can tell that this is a glamour. You've dealt with glamours before. You can tell. You can't see through the glamour, but you can tell that this is not what this person or creature or something actually looks like. There is something magical going on, and that's what is uh, being concealed. I also would like you to roll me a plus cool. In fact, all three of you are going to roll plus cool, because as we see you realize, and I think we hear you under your breath go, "A glamour." That is when you start hearing this siren song. And Veronica, as you realize there is a glamour, it starts to fall. You can see her real and true form. Cosmo,
Yeah, I got a 9.
have you rolled yet? Yeah, that was your cool roll. Okay, you got a 9. You also can tell this beautiful and ethereal creature.
I got a 7.
You do believe that she looks this way. You kind of see the glamour, but you see the glamour, you don't see what she really looks like, but you can tell that this isn't real. Same for you, for Morgan. You can tell that this isn't real, but it's just so beautiful. You're not taken in or anything like that. But as you make this realization that there's a glamour, Jeremy starts walking forward towards this woman
Here,
or towards this man, depending on who you are and what you're looking at.
Jer, what are you doing? Jer. Veronica just said glamour. Jer. And I think she starts to walk towards him and try and like grab his arm because he also has the recording equipment. And she's like, "What the heck are you doing?"
As you start to grab his hand, he looks at you and pause for a second. Do you have a preference for the orientation of Jeremy, since this is your kind of ally?
No, I'd love to hear what you come up with.
Okay. He looks over and he just goes, "They're so beautiful, don't you think?" And he just turns back to the creature and continues to walk. And as you try to like pull his arm back, he's just trying to walk. He's not trying to stop you from doing it. He's not trying to get his arm out. He's just entranced and walking forward.
Jeremy, I need you to stop right now. I don't know what's going on, but you need to snap out of this. Veronica, Cosmo, I need your help.
Yeah, I'll give him a bit of a shake and say, "It's just a pretty lady."
No, not a lady. No, pretty. And he just keeps going. Why don't you actually, let's do this. Veronica, I know that you've been rolling a bunch, but because you can see her true form, we are going to come back to you. As you see Jeremy walking forward, and Cosmo and Morgan trying to keep him from going, you have seen what this thing really looks like, and it does have the head remains, like the head and the upper body remain the beautiful woman that you saw that looked like Winona Ryder, but from waist down is the tail of a snake. Roll investigate a mystery for me.
A 10.
That is a 10. Hold 2.
Great.
Woo!
I think what I'm interested right now, I know it has a glamour, and I know it can infect people's minds. So I don't know if I need to know what can it do. I think I'm going to ask what sort of creature is it. I see a big snake thing. What am I looking at?
I think this is something everyone who has ever seen anything that comes from a Greek kind of, Xena, anything like that, you're pretty sure this is a Gorgon. You may not remember that that's what it's called, but it's a Gorgon. It's a half woman, a half snake. And I think because you are monster hunters, there is the myth about how the Gorgon became who she is, and that there was just Medusa, or Medusa and a couple of other chthonic gods and goddesses. But this is a monster that just exists. And so the tales and the mythology may have come from this, but this is not specifically Medusa. This is a Gorgon. As you're doing this and you come to this realization, you still have one other hold. You are welcome to use it now, or you can use it later on in the scene. And then Morgan, I'm going to have you roll read a bad situation as you're trying to save Jeremy.
Got it.
What can hurt it?
You know that Gorgons can turn you to stone. They can lure you in like sirens, and they can turn you to stone if you look directly in their eyes. So, which is also a what can it do? There you go. And you know that you need to stop that in order for what can hurt it. So, it's a Gorgon. You need to lop off its head.
Mhm.
You need to poke out its eyes to make it stop the stone ability, and you need to cut off its head.
Ay. That's a 3.
Yeah. So as you try to stop Jeremy from getting there, you feel on the back of your head, like lower back of your head, a big thwap. You are going to take 1 harm. It's not armor defeating if you have any, but you are knocked off of Jeremy. Cosmo, read a bad situation.
Right.
Everyone, keep your eyes to the ground.
Ooh, 8.
8. Okay, hold 1.
Need a bad situation. I'm going to go with what's the best way to protect the victims, especially from the stone part, other than just not looking. Like, what can I figure out there?
What magic style do you have? Do you have regular use magic? Did you take no limits? What kind of magic type did you take?
I don't think I specifically chose another one, but no limits does make sense.
Okay. Yeah, if you're going to take no limits, you think the best way to stop this is to get Jeremy out of the presence of this evil. You know you can banish evil away from you. And so your first instinct is to banish that evil from your presence, and therefore Jeremy's presence, to stop him from being enthralled.
All right. So I'm going to try to protect someone to get him out of here. Does that make sense?
So you're going to try to push Jeremy instead of using your powers to banish the creature.
Maybe. Actually, I think I'm gonna
It's up to you.
yell, "Get him out of here!" And then I'm gonna do the cast out evil.
Okay, how are you getting him out of here?
I think I'm going to try to cover his eyes Maybe if I have a bag or something, not necessarily put the bag over his head, but like put the bag in front of his face,
Just hold it up.
and then just try to like spin him around and push him the other way. And as I am doing that, I'm kind of warding off the Gorgon, like just in that direction, like doing whatever I can to sort of.
Okay. Yeah, I think in order to really move him, because he's bigger than you, and he's very intent upon getting to this creature. So you are going to have to roll no limits to physically push him back.
All right. I mean, I've got too tough, so. But yeah, we'll do no limit.
That's a weird move. So, yeah, well, what I'm saying is that
Okay.
he is bigger than you, and I think because of the strength of this thrall, he is now, pushing much harder than you could push back.
It's more about like the magic, fighting the magic, but then fighting this guy who's big.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
A 5.
All right. At that failure, go ahead and mark experience. And we will come back to you in a moment. Lana, when you are done with talking with the parents, where are you headed next?
Back to the group. I just wanted to spare those parents from a potentially, awkward camera in face situation. Because Lana had some flashbacks when she was comforting the parents of her dead friend, and really was like, "Oh God, I can't let that happen to them. Can't let that happen to them."
That's very sweet. And we see you step out of the cab and start to walk down the beach towards where you think your friends are. You probably either pinged their phones or, you in this group, when you're fighting monsters, you may have all shared your locations, so you're just headed back to the group and walking along the beach. And we are going to cut back to Morgan. We're going to cut back to Veronica because I think you went last. So Veronica, as you make this realization that it's a Gorgon and the fact that you need to not look it in the eyes and cut off its head, what are you doing?
Okay, so Morgan just got slapped away from Jeremy,
Yes, with the tail.
and Cosmo just. Okay, oh, we're close enough to this thing that the Gorgon's tail slapped?
It moved very fast, and her tail swacked at the back of Morgan's head, and Morgan went down. And Cosmo is trying his damnedest to push Jeremy back, but at this point, Jeremy is just pushing him through the sand backwards. So your feet are just pushing sand behind them, Cosmo, as you have failed your magic roll to keep Jeremy from this creature. And she's getting very close.
So bad at everything. This is not the part of the investigation that I'm good at. Okay. Everyone, keep your eyes on the ground. Just don't look at her. Oh, God, Jeremy. I'm not the best person to try and tackle Jeremy. All of my stuff is charm and investigation. Do I shoot the Gorgon? Because I think that's the only thing I can do right now. I think the only thing I can do is shoot the Gorgon.
You could shoot the Gorgon, or you could read a bad situation and look for some sort of weakness or something that you could do.
I feel like it would be in character for you to also try to keep people safe rather than fight the monster.
Yeah, it is, but you already failed. You already failed to get Jeremy out of here. Yeah, I think that at this point, I'm just putting. Okay, I know what I'm doing. I'm putting myself in between the Gorgon and everyone else, and I'm kind of facing my back to the Gorgon and just kind of putting my hands up, and just trying to body block the Gorgon away from everyone else.
Okay. Are you specifically trying to get them to turn around and go the other direction? Are you trying to interfere with stuff, or are you trying to specifically protect people from looking inside? Like, tell me the specific intent behind this one? Because it sounds like a protect someone, but if you're just trying to block them from seeing her eyes, then I would say that that's more of an act under pressure.
Yeah, I'm like I know that I'm not the best person to be physically fighting this Gorgon right now, and everyone else is trying to focus on Jeremy. So I'm trying to give people space to deal with Jeremy while I, like I'm trying to stop the Gorgon from affecting anyone else right now, so that they can do whatever they want to do with Jeremy, so that then the person with the sword can come lop this Gorgon's head off.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing now.
I'd go with an act under pressure because you are not trying to dive in front of someone who is currently being attacked. You are trying to block everyone else from succumbing to whatever is happening. So I think it's more of an act under pressure in this. And that's an 11. So you get in the way and no one, Morgan looks up, but you're in the way of the creature's eyes and she does not get turned to stone. Morgan, you are on the ground and in the distance you see Lana arrive at the beach, and Lana, you see in the distance that they are fighting what looks to be the most gorgeous person you have ever seen in your entire life. I will come back to you. Please roll plus cool to try to resist these charms. It's called the Siren Song move. And Morgan, tell me what you are doing.
I think when Morgan notices that Lana's here, she immediately yells, "Don't look at it!" And starts to move back towards Jeremy to try and get him out of there, try and protect him.
Don't think you made it in time because I rolled a 3.
Okay, so Morgan, as you get up and try to keep your eyes averted and push, yeah, trying to push Jeremy back. What kind of magic move do you have?
I've got weird science.
Okay, so Lana gets weird science, and what does Morgan have?
She
If you didn't choose one, then you get the default. If you're not a particularly magic related character, that's just fine. I'm just seeing whether or not you are. You might get some insight.
Yeah, she's not.
Trust you God is always reliable if you don't want to use magic.
All right. You realize as you are, and you took trust your gut.
That's the default weird move.
No, the default weird mode is use magic with all the different pick from this and pick from that, and here are your effects. If you want to take trust your gut, you did get an 11. And I have a good what you're going to find out if you are trusting your gut there.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Great. So you get the feeling that this is a curse. This is some sort of curse, and you need to break that curse on Jeremy, and that is the kind of thing that magic can do. You also can, just from your gut feeling, that getting him away from the Gorgon, like moving the Gorgon away or moving him away, will also break the curse. And lastly, what you feel, because trust your gut is like where should you go or what you should do next kind of thing. And I think what you feel is that she must have some sort of cave nearby that she is in or living in. And that's where you should go. Not in a go and get trapped in the cave, but that there's something in there that is going to be important.
Like to try and figure out how to break the curse. I don't know if there's any around me. Could I investigate a mystery to?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
So while you're trying to figure out how to break this curse, Lana, describe to me this just absolutely beautiful, beautiful creature standing before you that you will do nothing else but follow. What do they look like?
Well, this is gonna be fun because I think words say more than anything else as she mumbles, "She's alive. How can she?" And she hoofs it towards her.
Amazing. I will note, these don't look exactly like it. I think from far away, Lana, you are getting that sense. It is as similar to them, the person you're
Yeah.
thinking of, as possible. Once the spell is broken, you will realize that, it's not quite exactly the same. But right now, you truly and 100% believe that this is the person that you think it is.
Yeah.
And Lana comes running into the situation. Morgan, you were trying to figure out how to break a curse. And you got an 8, so hold 1.
I am kind of going back and forth between what is being concealed here and what can it do. Which one do you think?
Since you only have one question, either one works. What will break a curse is there is a use magic thing that will break a curse. So anyone who has some sort of magical ability should be able to figure out how to break it. Another thing that breaks a curse is a lucky item. So like if you had a rabbit's foot, or you had a lucky necklace that you swore by that you never filmed without, or something like that, and you give it to them, it could help to break the curse. That belief in this luck might offset the negative of a curse. You also know that in this particular situation, because your gut told you that if you can get Jeremy away, the curse will be broken, you can tell that this type of curse requires the curse bringer, the curse bearer, or the person who's putting the curse on, or the thing that's putting the curse on. It's more of it operates like a curse, but it's more of like a lore or like an in the moment haze. It's something where if you can get them away, the curse is lifted. So there's like a presence required for this curse to be maintained.
Okay. She's not very tough, but could she try and knock Jeremy out?
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to go ahead and roll, I'm gonna have you roll kick some ass. It's the first kick some ass of the game.
And it's targeted at Jeremy.
It's my friend.
Does this smell like chloroform to you?
An 8.
So you are trading blows with Jeremy, because you went to hit Jeremy to knock him out,
Yes.
right? You punch him, and instead of Jeremy trading blows with you, I think this is actually how it goes. You give him the biggest punch that you can, and he does. He goes down, and he is knocked out. And you have hurt your hand, because you should never hit someone with a closed fist if you don't know how to hit them right, and you do not know how to hit them right. So you have hurt your hand. Take 1 harm armor defeating.
Ow, Jeremy. Ow. I'm so sorry. Ow.
As all this is happening, Cosmo, you feel a hand, or actually you feel like a weird feeling on your ankle, and you look down and there is a snake at your ankle.
Gross. So I am going to twist around, grabbing a handful of sand and throwing it right in the Gorgon's face. Yeah, and smite is going to make that a 2 harm attack.
Okay. Let me just see your smite, because I think that might require it to be a kick some ass as opposed to an act under pressure. So I will ask you in just a second.
Yeah, so my body and divine weapon always count as non-unique weakness against monsters you fight. Your unarmed attacks are a 2 harm, intimate, hand, messy, and then some more stuff about what that weakness thing means. So I think this counts as like a hand attack. Like I'm trying to throw sand right in their face. So do you want me to act under pressure, or do you want me to kick some ass?
Is your goal to harm her or to blind her momentarily?
I guess blind her is more important.
Then it's going to be an act under pressure. Since your smite is more of an attack, what I'm going to say, depending on your act under pressure, we'll get there in a second, but once you roll, but I would say you are going to be able to harm her a little with this, but it is not going to be a full harm hand messy, because you're not trying to harm her. You're just trying to blind her enough that you can like get a move off. Okay. So you're going to use luck to throw this sand in the Gorgon's eyes.
Yes.
Since anything that you use as a divine weapon becomes one of their weaknesses, you do this. You reach down, you dodge the snake that is at your feet. You grab a handful of sand, whip around, and just toss it bodily into her eyes. And honestly, the camera actually sees the sand not just whoosh, the way we would expect sand to go, but it actually stays, all going in the same direction instead of that kind of cloud of sand. All of the sand seems to come out of your hand as if it's magically being forced telekinetically into her eyes. Now, it's not actually telekinetic because you don't have that move, but that's what it looks like to the camera. It's just that magic whoosh right in her face.
It's a chunk of sand. Maybe it's a little wet.
She cries out. Yeah, it could be a little wet. Y'all are a little bit close to the water there, and it hits her in the eyes, and you hear this shriek, this ungodly shriek. And she grabs at her eyes and she starts tearing at them to get this sand out. And you see some blood coming out of her eyes as well. And when she clears her hands, you can tell that her eyes, she cannot use them right now. So I don't think that you've gotten to the point where you are completely safe from those if she's able to eventually wash out the sand and heal them. But right now, she cannot see and therefore cannot turn people to stone. As she lets out this cry, Veronica, you feel you feel something on your leg and you look down and there's another snake. And as you look down, you notice more snakes are coming. Lana, this is when you have arrived and your friends have just stuffed sand in your quote unquote best friend's eyes. What are you doing?
What the hell are you doing? I think is my exclamation. I put myself between them and the monster, obviously my best friend, and I kind of try to bend over her, almost like caringly, like maybe I can help her get the sand out, or maybe there's something I can do to help.
Lana, he's not some hot dude. It's not the guy.
Shut the fuck up.
Lana, this is a Gorgon, you understand. It's someone taking over your mind with the mind altering effects. You have to understand. And I'm just like trying to put hands on shoulders of Lana right now.
I also throw in my luck special should proc.
Sure. What is your luck special?
When you spend luck, you get word that your mission requires something difficult that must be done by you urgently.
Okay, so as you have done this sand in the eyes and you see Lana come over and try to get between all of you and the Gorgon, you feel this sense in the back of your brain. Everything in your vision goes black. And you are no longer with your friends on a beach. You are in this weird liminal space. It is all dark. You cannot see anything. And you start to hear this voice really loudly coming from literally everywhere. It is time. And we cut back to the beach. Cosmo has disappeared. He's just gone. Lana and Veronica are tussling it out to pull each other away from this Gorgon. Morgan, you have just knocked out your best friend and are watching all of this happen. And the Gorgon has begun to flee. And there are more snakes coming at your ankles. What are you doing, Morgan?
I think that Morgan is trying to hit the snakes that are like coming through the water with her stun gun. I think she's trying to keep as many away from Lana and Veronica as possible, so that way they can deal with whatever's happening.
Okay. If you're just trying to get them away and you're not trying to kill them, roll act under pressure.
Oh my god, more fives.
Oh boy, that's really good.
You are trying to bat these things away and they are just biting you. So you are actually going to take a point of harm for a snake bite. It is armor defeating. So you are getting bit by these snakes. Lana, as Veronica is telling you that this is a Gorgon, and I would not allow anyone else to do this, but since you have an understanding of the kind of thrall that people can be placed unto by magic, some of this starts to make sense to you. I need you to roll plus cool to see if this can help you shake those cobwebs and get out of the thrall as the Gorgon is running away.
All right, let's see that roll. That's just plus cool, right?
Plus cool.
Yeah, is this something I could help with by shaking the shoulders?
Why don't Yeah, you could absolutely do that. You could absolutely be pushing her. I mean, you're the one who's giving her this information and reminding her that she knows there are creatures that can do this. Go ahead and roll help out. That is also a plus cool.
Okay, an 8.
That is an 8. All right. So your openness to trouble is that you two are being bitten at the ankles as you are trying to shake her. You are not defending yourself against these attacks, and you are going to take 1 harm, armor defeating, as a snake bites you.
And I think Lana with a 10, am I able to shake that influence or thrall or?
You are. So as this comes in, as the words of Veronica have started to reach you, you shake your head a little bit, and some of the beeswax comes out of your ear, and you realize, oh, but that makes sense to me. And what you see behind Veronica is now the Gorgon. It still looks a little bit like your friend. You can tell very clearly, not only from the snake half, because that's a pretty dead giveaway that is not your friend, but even from the top half, the shade of their hair is not quite the same.
Yeah, it never really was the same person. It just looked close enough for Lana to believe it in the moment, because she sees what she wants to see.
Exactly. So this becomes apparent to you, and you realize what the actual scene is happening. We cut back to this liminal space where Cosmo has been taken, and he is just heard them say it is time, and now he is told, you must be the one to defeat the Gorgon. It is your destiny. You are the only one who can do this. Go forth. And you pop back onto the beach. It felt very much like when you use your angel wings. You disappeared and now you're back. And Lana and Veronica are stopping their tussle. And the Gorgon has fled and is going away and getting away.
So,
What do you do?
I very triumphantly say, "It will be done," and I pull off my shield and I pull out my sword and I start charging the Gorgon and like battle cry.
Amazing. I'm just going to give it to you for this battle cry. You can just roll kick some ass as you try to attempt to attack this fleeing Gorgon.
All right. 13.
Hell yeah.
Tell me, because you know now how to kill it. You have a flaming sword and it is fleeing, and you got a 13. What is your extra effect?
Let's see. I think my bonus inflict terrible harm. I'm gonna do this dramatically.
You are, because you're going to tell us how you lob off the head of this Gorgon.
All right. So I'm charging. I'm shouting, like, I shall slay this foul beast and send it back where it came from. Clanging the sword on the shield to get its attention. It looks over as I jump and slash straight through its neck as it like looks surprised at me, and the head just goes sailing off, and it's all in slow motion, obviously.
Absolutely, for sure. It just goes lolling down the road, and as it hits the ground, we see some of the hair on it, and each time it bounces, it looks like the other person that each of you had wanted it to be. And then it stops in the sand, and we see it start to dry out and become a husk, and its face becomes snake-like, and it just has a slit for a nose and big sharp fangs and no hair, just scales.
I walk over to the head and I take out its eyes with the point of my blade.
And the body just slumps over. Meanwhile, back at the other three, the snakes are still attacking you. What are you doing?
I think Lana looks the scariest. Like, there's this moment where I make eye contact with Veronica, and it's the scariest expression that she's ever had on her face, because she just realized she's been tricked by some kind of supernatural force to believe that her friend was alive. And that's such a disrespect to her pain that she honestly looks like she was about to murder whoever she looks at next. But she reels it back in just barely, and then looks down at the snakes, pulls out a large combat knife, and just goes berserk and starts stabbing into them. Like, picks one up, it gets bitten, cuts it in two, and really is not reasonable about it. So, like, just fighting the swarm, essentially, whether that's a good idea or not.
Go ahead and roll kick some ass.
It's a 7.
So you are going to trade blows. So what you are describing is exactly what happens. You're getting bit kind of all over, but you are going to take them all out. I think at this point, there's no point in just being like, oh, 2 harm here and 3 harm there. Ordinarily, your knife would do a particular amount of harm, and then you'd have to go on to the next snake. But we are going to treat it like a swarm, considering you have just killed Mama. And so you are doing this, and you walk away from this, but you are unstable and bloodied. I need you to mark 4 harm. Not armor defeating, but you are going to be unstable.
What if it's not armor defeating? I only mark 3, but still unstable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you have defeated these creatures, but you have not recovered the missing persons.
I think they're in the cave. It was slithering back, and I saw something earlier that indicated it was trying to go back to that spot. I think that Morgan looks down at the video camera that's still rolling after she knocked out Jeremy, and wants to review the evidence to potentially see if there was like a direct location they could find of the cave.
I think Lana holds up, like, she stomps down in the bloodied sand and holds up her phone and goes, I got the socials of the girl. Maybe there's something in there. I forward you all the logins. Maybe that cave is something where local teens hang, or did, at least.
Sure, love that. Go ahead and roll investigate a mystery, and you are going to get a +1 from the kind of footage that you had rolling, and also being able to scroll her Instagram and kind of line up photos of where the kids might have hung out, or where she's got some photos about where she might have gone to on the beach.
Thanks, Lana. Good job.
That is a 10. Hold 2.
I would like, where did it go?
As you start following where the Gorgon's trajectory was, you come to, like I said, there were a couple of cliffs and things. There's some rocks that have formed, and you can tell there's likely a cave around here. So you just kind of need to feel around it, and you start to feel an opening, and it's not a big, wide cave mouth. It's kind of more slits in the rocks that you can, I think, you all likely fit fine, but Jeremy would have had to kind of shimmy into. But you all kind of have to turn sideways to slip into this cave. and you still have a hold 1.
As we get further, or like right at the cave, I'd like to ask what happened here to see if there's like any notable like evidence of this being a nest, or if this is like just where the victims have kind of
You turn on your flashlight as you get in here and you start showing it around the walls. And towards the back of the cave on the floor, you notice crumbled rock. That doesn't look like physical rocks. It looks like something was made of stone and crumbled. And as you follow that, you see a leg, and then another leg, and then the hips of what you know to be, after looking at her Instagram, Penelope. And she is just passed out in the cave, but she is now human again. And you start looking around and you see more people. As you bend down, you realize they are alive. And killing the Gorgon likely let them out of the stone curse that they were under.
I think that Morgan runs up to Penelope immediately and is like, "It's gonna be okay. We're gonna get you somewhere safe." And looks at Veronica for as in like a like this kind of way.
Don't fucking move them. Don't touch them. Make sure they are okay first. Unconscious people can be quite fragile. Come on, first aid. We've been over this.
Right.
And can you just reiterate the look she gave Veronica as she kind of said this to?
Yeah, she gives Veronica a look of like almost looking for her approval, like this, like trying to make sure that she's doing it right.
You did a good job, kid. You should trust your instincts more often. Yes. You work on getting some of these people out of this cave. Trying to make sure they're safe. Cosmo, can you help get Lana some safety? She's looking a little hurt. Morgan and I can work on getting these people out of this cave.
Yes, yeah. So I try to do a thing that I see in like ancient stuff where you put someone on your shield and then carry the shield, but my shield's not big enough. So I'm like, this all right, we'll just walk.
You do have angel wings, and one of the things I will say with angel wings is that if you're not in active danger, if there's no pressure on the situation, you don't need to roll it. You can just take people where you want.
All right, I will. Yeah, I will. Like after I figure out that we're just gonna walk, I whisk us away to safety.
I think you cut Lana off mid-sentence and she goes, "Now hold on, just a goddamn," and then she gets teleported away.
I like to believe that Cosmo takes people with on the angel wings, and each of you have your own reaction when that happens. And that Lana does not like it. So we're going to montage kind of a wrap up here. You are able to get these people out of the cave. They're fine, other than a couple of bumps and bruises and some lost time. You are able to get in touch with Detective Stathopoulos and make sure she knows where the people are and spin some sort of story to her about why you are in the cave and what was going on. But there is, what is the plan here? Is it to clean up and cover up, or is Morgan gonna try and preserve all this evidence and put it up on her YouTube channel?
I think Morgan's gonna try and get as much as she can and kind of piece together like a little story for herself. If everybody is cool with that, if there's like a level of we want to keep this secret, I think that Morgan can make it vague enough that it looks like it should go on TV, but it's not really clear. It's more of just like a hero story of these people were saved, and there's some like the fire sword coming out at some point, I'm sure is not something she could just like leave out. That's sick.
Yeah, you got a great shot of that.
Yeah, I think what you've got is enough footage to do exactly what you're saying, and the cops are cleaning everything else up. Stathopoulos gives Lana her card and asks for one of yours in case anything like this ever pops up again. And the three of you depart, the four of you depart, ready to figure out your next mystery, heal up, and move forward. So let's do end of session questions. So, did we solve the current mystery?
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Did we save someone from certain death or worse?
I think, yeah. Bunch
Oh,
of
yeah.
good cats.
I think being a statue for the rest of time is much worse than dying. And then, did we learn something new and important about the world?
I learned a lot about myself and the Greek stuff that's going on, like the Pantheon things.
That's true.
I feel like it's more important to know that the Gorgons are on the move. Like the Gorgon wasn't around here all the time. Something's moved her here, and that might be something that definitely would warrant like a follow-up.
Okay.
Because people only started vanishing recently.
Mm-hmm. And then did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
That one, yeah, I think I learned whether or not I actually learned who my divine relative is, I got some clues.
Oh, just you wait. So I agree with that. And the other thing I will say is that we're going to montage a very, very quick scene that's going to give you a little bit more answers. So everyone's going to take 2 points of experience. Does anyone level up?
I don't think we quite failed enough.
Nope.
Not quite failed enough? Fantastic. So we are going to close out on all of this. You all walk away, and we see from just inside the cave, there is a little fissure that has opened, and from underneath there's a little bit of rumbling. Something has shaken in the core of the earth that opened a fissure and let loose this gorgon, and it is still there. The other thing that we see is the video from Morgan that has what happened here and all of that. And then we see Veronica getting a call from Daniel, and he tells you, based on all the information you gave me, I cannot be certain. I don't know how Greek it is, or where it's coming from, but flaming sword, weird divine style powers, all those kinds of things. I mean, mythology does tell us that and he's going on, and then he comes it back around. There's some tales from, ancient Greece. There's some tales from Babylonian texts. There's tales from kind of everywhere. But in terms of a flaming sword, your most popular that the people tend to read is Gilgamesh. So you may want to go and look and see what that one looks like. I've sent you PDF of some information that we have on Gilgamesh, and you can go from there. If you find out any other information, I might be able to point you to other options and other things it might be, but that is the one that is ringing true the most at this time.
Great. Thank you. I didn't even think about that. I always thought it would be a Greek one. But
well, there are some tales about some Greek gods that Hephaestus built the lightning bolts for Zeus, and he also built a number of wonderful weapons for the Greek pantheon, and he's just going on and on again, and if you don't cut him off, he's just going to keep going, so he just kind of drone out from there. All right, well, thank you everyone for joining me for this mystery today. I hope everybody had a really good time.
Yeah.
Everybody got a chance to do some fighting and some investigating and some more emotional scenes with people, which I really love to see in a TTRPG. So, reminding everybody at home, you can find more of things like this, playthroughs, as well as mysteries themselves for free on LadyXocGames.com. That's with an X, not a Z. And you can also find us on Instagram and Blue Sky at LadyXoc Games. I'm fairly active on the Crit Show, Gauntlet, Kitten Marlowe, and Novel Games Discords as LadyXoc, and I can also be heard as a cast member on Novel Games Podcast with Susan Quintana over at novelgamespodcast.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Does anyone want to leave us with where you can find you, where they can find you, where other people can find you? I already know where to find you. Why don't we start?
It sounded weirdly threatening.
I know. All right, who'd like to go first?
I can go first. You can find me online, mostly on Blue Sky at LMAC Wednesday. That's ELLE.MACK.Wednesday. Or you can find podcasts I make at Six Sides to Every Story.
Well, you can find me on the Crit Show Discord, and if you want to hear more from me, again, Novel Games, same podcast, lots of fun. See you there.
Yeah, you can find me in the Crit Show Discord. My name is Kaz. The username is CL8910. The Crit Show Discord and the Kitten Marlowe Discord.
Hard to find me, but I'm in a lot of Discords. I'm R2Devo on there. I mentioned Netrunner Reboot. That's not really an RPG one, but it is cool. So come play Netrunner with me.
Yeah, and if you have trouble finding them, just message me, and I'm happy to send that along. So, all right, thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Have a nice time zone. Bye-bye.
If you're listening to this playthrough and would like to run it yourself, you can find this mystery and more at LadyXocGames.com. That's LadyXocGambes.com. LadyXoc Games is created and produced by Jack Skitzes. Music provided by artists on Soundstripe.